In Search of Healthy Keto. Pumpkin cheesecake. Yum! Halloween is around the corner, so it'll be perfect to make this pumpkin cheesecake. I'm using this solid pack pumpkin, and it'll blend in with the cream cheese and a bit of sour cream for the sour taste to it. The crust, if you notice the recipe, I replaced it with almond flours, of course. What else? And half a cup of pecans. It'll be just the right amount of crustiness on the base. Cinnamon, and I'll blend this in a blender. If you look at the recipe, you'll see all other spices, and of course the sugar will be replaced with this erythritol and monk fruit. You could also try the low calorie, zero sugar maple syrup, which I'll do in this crust but not in the blend. And I'll just top this in with the sour cream topping. So let's start. Okay, I added all of these for the crust. Using a little bit of slightly over half a cup, and the butter. And I'll have to blend this in now. Okay, so the crust base is in there in the baking pan. Just make sure have smooth edges. Notice some of the pecans are still not as grounded as you would expect, but that's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. It'll give you this crunchy texture in the bite, and it'll make it even more interesting. Notice the crust is already on the base of the pan. Just make sure it's smooth. Just press it. And notice some of the pecans are still in their hole. Okay, the blended stuff goes right in the pan. Notice some of the pecans are still not fully crushed, which is perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. Just make sure you make it very smooth here. Press it. And it'll go in the oven for 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 8 minutes. Starting with the cream cheese, added the rest of the ingredients and just blend it in. Crust is getting ready. We're blending this, starting with the cream cheese, and then added the rest of the stuff. About a minute or two. Okay, now it's time to pour this in. Last step, just make as smooth as you can, and then it goes in the oven for 350 degrees for an hour. And after that, you have to just let it cool for another 1 hour, and then put it in the fridge for 4 hours, or just leave it overnight. All right. Okay, it's cooled oven for 1 hour now, so you just need to make sure it's well wrapped, and it goes in the fridge for about 4 hours or maybe overnight, and then that's it. It'll be ready. 4 hours. We added some toppings out of this sour cream. If you look in the recipe, there's optional toppings you can do. That's the actual cheesecake. Pumpkin cheesecake. And some blueberries, and tried to create some pomegranate touch, but didn't show as much red as I hoped for, but it is that topping is melting, which is nice. 4 hours in the fridge. That's the actual pumpkin cheesecake. And I added some toppings on top. I made out of those sour cream, if you look at the optional recipe for topping, and some blueberries. I added some pomegranate juice, thinking create some kind of Halloween theme, but it doesn't look that red as I thought it would be. But anyway, it tastes delicious anyway. So here you go. Happy Halloween!